Yeah, I do everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, Greg. You hiding in there?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi, Mr. Casey.
Is the fire department on standby?
Fire department's on the way to your house.
Oh, for God's sake. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offers on the table to be looked at tonight. And I have half our showings till 4 o'clock today.
That's fantastic. No complaints, right?
Absolutely no complaints, but I need a listing now.
I know that's the thing is you just got to keep getting listings for all these buyers.
Got that right. So crazy,
Wow.
crazy. Phone blew off the hook. We had 18 showings yesterday.
That's amazing. You could just stay there all day and take the highest.
No, I refused to. I did 3 and put it on lockbox. Said, screw it. It's in Port St. Lucie.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people now too, they're just, showing for a few hours and then in a couple days, it's like, just give me your highest and best. And
it's highest and best, and you better know how to write a contract because it's not just about the highest. You have to have a solid contract under 7-day inspection, no freaking other contingencies, or if they are, make them good ones.
right.
And I mean, I'm looking at these contracts, some of these contracts, and I wonder where they learned to where they got their license from,
Oh, it's like that with almost everybody, honestly. I have to correct everyone's, not our agents. I mean, all the other agents. It's like, I think it's like they do 1 transaction a year and then go back to their full-time job.
So over on Beachcomber, we sold that in 12 hours. I had three showings and an offer that afternoon.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, it's, what's really setting us back is the appraisals. I had an appraisal on one of our listings in the farms. It came in 126,000 less than our contract price. Have you ever heard of such a thing? It's crazy. He pulled in these comps like $200,000 less that wasn't even on the same. We're on 2.5. He put an appraisal in there on 1.25 acres, not even in the farms. And it was an older, I mean, it was crazy. Like what he did, it just dragged it down, and I don't know, but this,
What ended up happening with that?
What
ended up happening with that?
So the weird thing is I really haven't heard much from the buyer's agent in 3 days. They actually got a new lender. I think, we challenged it and I had a lot of homework to do with trying to, send him comps, and our offer price was 708 on the list price of 688, because it is crazy. So, but I think the property's worth between 675 and 685, but their appraisal was 560. It was just incredible, so they did challenge it. We haven't heard anything. And appraisers, a lot of them won't give you more than a couple thousand or even admit that they're wrong. Right. So they changed lenders now, and they're going to probably send out another appraisal hopefully soon, because they've only got about 8 days left for their loan approval. But yeah, so I mean, it's crazy. Don't you guys think that, like with appraisals, it's kind of the end all? I mean, why do they have so much power? I just don't understand this appraisal system here. I mean, I think they almost should do like a sliding scale thing, like your property's worth, 5 to
Okay,
600.
but the appraisal is protecting the lender, because they're not going to lend 100,000 to someone when the house is only worth 50,000.
Right.
So
No,
now,
but-
so when it comes back at 50,000, the buyer has to decide whether they want to borrow the 50,000, and then they're only going to get 80% or whatever their loan is, 80% of the 50,000, and they need to come up with 70,000 if they want to buy that at 100. Now you transfer that into the real time and what the prices are out there, an $800,000 house, and you're offering 850. Are you going to, and it comes in at 750? Are you going to put 100 out of your pocket to buy that house at 850, knowing that it's really only worth 750 according to the bank who's giving you money? So it is a fail-safe for the lender, but
It comes down to just the
cash is working. The last year people have more cash in their pocket, and they're coming along, and we're not even getting.
Yeah, but it's really not fair in this market when I can see protecting them, but these people just sold the house in Boca that they owned outright for 710. They need a place. They have a contract on their house, and they've already missed 2 closings because they can't find a property. So they bid the 708 just to get the house, and they're coming with like a couple 100,000. It's still not enough, to get the 20% loan, because now it's going to be like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like I can see 10, 20,000 off, but not 126,000.
That's a stupid one. That's a guy who needs to go back to school.
He's an idiot. I mean, and he was so nice at first. Like he kept texting me saying, send me comps. I'm coming in really low. I was sending him all these comps that were perfectly wonderful for that property, and he didn't use any of them. So I don't know. I don't know if he was on drugs or what,
That's a get you.
Could have been.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on, but anyways, I feel sorry for the buyers because they were really happy with the price. And I mean, even if they got 20 grand off, they'd be even more happy, and, everybody would be happy, but now he's ruined the deal for these people that, it depends on them selling their house too. It affects a lot of people,
Right.
It's sad. I don't know. I just think there should be a better system, honestly. If they're not approved, if they're not approved, they're not approved. I mean, if they approved them at that price with the contract price, then they should have no problem getting the loan.
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy. I just think appraisers have way too much authority. Some guy some appraiser $400 or $500 they get paid, and what happens? They have the final say. It's just it's ridiculous. Should be like a scale almost, not down to, he actually appraised house at 566, 600. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's just everything. I mean, you have hyperinflation coming over the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Along with such a low inventory, a lot of people with money are moving to this area, and they're just willing to pay that much extra. But the issue is that the banks don't want to overpay for the houses.
Right.
So that's where the issue is.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can understand from a lending point for sure. But
what's going on with these appraisers, because they haven't been making any sense.
I mean, they're all over the board. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like out there, you can get an appraisal that's 10,000 less, especially if someone, if someone offers over the asking price that you think's fair, and you agree upon with the seller, then all of a sudden they overbid 20 grand. I can understand that, but not 126,000.
That's ridiculous.
It is. He should be fired. Seriously. What a waste of time and money.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Greg is here. I don't know how many people are here, but
I'm here.
Well, Sean, let's just, if you want to take it away, buddy, that way, a lot of people watch the recording anyways.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So yeah, dude, just whatever you have, if you want to take it away. We got your screen shared on the computer or on the TV in here. Just take it away, and then we'll throw it all over. So
awesome, cool. I'm just gonna get set up right now.
Perfect.
So I made a little video just to kind of present a few things, and then I kind of want to just start with a little bit of a background. So, firsthand, I've been dealing with buyers with bad credit for, over two years now. And especially in this market, it's just so unfortunate when you just meet some great people and they just have an issue where they can't get pre-approved, right? So, we've all dealt with either personal credit issues or we know someone who's kind of had an issue with it. And so throughout real estate, I've kind of been wondering, how can I solve this problem? And so I actually got connected through a networking group to two of my now business partners who were currently fixing credit. So they were talking to me and they're like, hey, look, why don't you just give us your credit report and we could show you what we could do? And I was like, okay, well, I mean, my credit, I think at the time was at like a 620. I mean, I had a late payment. I didn't even know how to work my credit. And within 30 days, jumped up 72 points. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. What are you guys doing?
Wow.
Right. So since September of last year, we've actually paid a lot of money for not only a mentor, but we have a specific CRM that was built just for credit repair, which I'll show everything in the video. But I just kind of wanted to give a little background to show you what really makes this unique is that it's not just someone fixing your credit, number one, it's a realtor. So I know how all realtors think. I know what lenders are looking for, and I know how buyers are. So we really kind of cater towards that. And it's much better than just a Lexington law where someone signs up for 15 months to try and hopefully get their credit fixed. And it's just sad to watch.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So this is just a website that has a bunch of information on it. Greg, I'll send you a couple of.
Good, thanks.
Is everyone seeing this video right now? Greg, you see it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna mute John real quick. Hold on.
So,
Cool, thanks. Okay, so yeah, this is the website. It has a bunch of awesome information to kind of explain what we could do, the things that we could really remove from a credit report. For instance, we can remove collections, late payments, hard inquiries, charge-offs, even bankruptcies and car repos.
Wow.
And so this is just some good information for a typical buyer of really showing the difference in, how much you're really paying at the end of the day, because people don't realize that the culprit is interest.
10%, 7.4. Wow.
So, if you have a credit score of between 500 to 600, you have to go with a hard money lender, right? Greg, as you well know, I mean, you're looking at between 8 to 12% interest for a hard money lender, right? So at the end of the day, if you actually do all the numbers, look at the difference. I mean, having a great credit score to having to use a hard money lender, that's over $350,000 that you're going to be paying extra at the end of the day.
Wow.
So what I want to do is really educate buyers on, hey, look, everyone has credit issues, but let's get the foundation set up first. Let's get you to where your credit score is great so that we could get you approved for these things and you're not just paying a ridiculous amount of interest on your money. So we kind of explain the process. And then right here, we show a little bit of results. And this is actually how you schedule a call. It's really simple. It's user-friendly for all ages. All you have to do, it's a little blurry, but you pick on the time that you want to schedule a call. You select a date. You put in some information. You see your first name, last name, email, phone number, and then some additional questions. This way, a credit specialist at my company will kind of have some information beforehand for the call so we know exactly how we're going to handle it. Okay. So another great thing that we really wanted to work on with our company is communication. We've noticed that one of the biggest issues, even in real estate, as I'm very well aware, and I bet everyone is, sometimes communication really kills a deal. It's annoying just having to kind of wait around. People don't answer their phone. You don't know what the hell's going on. The lender won't call you for 2 days. It's just a headache. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're in 2021. We could actually automate all contact. So what you're looking at right now is we've actually built out all automated text messages, emails, voicemail drops, and I actually have some examples of what that email looks like at the end of this. This way, your client not only is staying up to date on the credit process, but then you as a realtor, you look like a great person because you're actually working with a credit company that is hands-on, they're communicating. And then at the same time, I'm not sure if anyone here has ever dealt with an issue to where, your buyer can't get pre-approved due to bad credit. You send them a couple of options or they go figure out how to fix their credit, and then you're never going to hear from them again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're out of the pipeline. They're gone.
Yep.
Right. So, one of the great things about this is that I keep it in the family. So say if Greg had a client who needed credit repair, all he would have to do is I would set him up as an affiliate to the company. There's some bonuses for that as well, which I'll get into at the end. But the best thing is that I'm going to pass that right back to Greg. Greg could text me, call me anytime. Hey, what's going on with Robert? And then I could say, okay, well, we've actually just sent out the TS2 wave. We're 43 days in, to just give updates and to kind of be transparent throughout the whole process. Because what I'm used to was Lexington law where I couldn't even get in contact with anyone.
Yeah. You're talking to a recording.
Right. And then 7 months later, my credit isn't fixed. And I'm like, what the F?
Yeah. It's frustrating.
So this is a contract after the call is booked, after we talk to the client and kind of figure out what their needs are. And if they're ready to go, we just send them an easy contract. All you have to do is click on the contract and sign. Pretty standard.
So what's the length of the contract, Sean? Is there like a release or anything, or how's that work?
Yeah, so there's a lot in this contract to not only protect the client, to protect the information, but to protect us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be able to just send you the contract if you want, Greg, so you could take a look at it and everything.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right, so.
Can they cancel?
Can they cancel?
So can they cancel?
Can they cancel, Sean?
Oh, yes, they can cancel. So in the contract, we actually guarantee results within 90 days, or you get your money back guaranteed.
Okay.
So it's all in a contract.
What kind of results are you looking at in that 90 days?
So for the 90 days, just in the contract, what we have is that, we promise at least a 15-point increase. The reason why we have this in the contract is because we've seen in the past, a lot of the times clients, they go and open up a new credit card. They go and buy a new car, or, they make a late payment, and we're like, hey, look, we've been doing all of this work. We spend money on software, letters. I have employees. So there's a lot of money that it takes to actually do this, right? This is a completely hands-off service for your client. And, if you have a late payment, or if you go decide to buy a car, we're not going to be liable for your being at fault. And I think that makes sense to everyone, to where, why would we have to pay out of pocket if the client is not listening to us?
What, I'm asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, how about we save all the questions to the end so I could just kind of get through this, and I might even answer your questions as we go.
Fair enough.
Perfect. Okay, so this is just a simple.
I need to get more.
This is just an onboarding form. So once the client is good to go, we send them the onboarding form. They just fill out their information. This is a protected. This is a protected website where you could. It's like a 64-bit encrypted to where you can upload your security card, your social security, the front of your driver's license, and then proof of address. This way, we have that information in our CRM so that we could be sending letters out and be in contact with all the credit bureaus on your behalf. And so this is actually just an example of all the automations that we have already built out on the back end. So, I mean, I could tell you, hey, look, we could fix credit, but I actually want to show everyone the background of all the work that's really in this. So, you know, you could see that this is before even the first call. So you get a text message. Hey, what's going on? I see you booked a call. Wanted to update you to let you know the Reno Now team has just sent out the first round of attacks. Okay, so this is actually after the first call, but this is just an example of the automated text messages that we have built out.
That's pretty neat. I mean, it's very similar to Chime with our CRM as well, where you have the automation, but it's very personalized in the same breath.
And so this is actually what the email looks like.
Looks good.
You know, so it's super professional. I mean, we've put a lot of money into all of these softwares to make it easy and to make it scalable. Our goal is to be doing at least 1,000 clients a month. Okay, so this is our CRM. This was actually built specifically for credit repair. Okay, so as you can see here, we have about 47 CRM. And so I just kind of wanted to show you how the process works on the back end. Again, with anyone that I work with, any affiliates that sign up with me, I really want to show how the process works, because before I really got into credit, I mean, I'm a realtor. So I kind of thought that the whole credit industry was kind of scammy. I hate to say that, but credit repair, they just do not have a great name. And I kind of noticed that there's a huge market to kind of go in and say, no, hey, look, things actually do work, and it's not a scam, and it really solves a lot of people's issues, right? So this is just the back end work when we have to send letters out. This is actually just a test client, so you don't even need to worry about any information being shown. So we already have their credit report in file in the software. You see the client's name right there, and then just the work that needs to be done. Right? So we set up the attack. It kind of prepares everything. And it's as simple as preparing it through the CRM. And then an employee, a virtual assistant that we have, will actually notice the different triggers. Like, okay, well, it's been 21 days since the first wave of letters has been sent. So today there's going to be an automatic trigger for the employee to send the next wave of letters and to also update the client as well. So the client will be updated every time we do something. And I don't know any other credit repair company right now that I mean, we're barely even seeing a lot of companies with results. So our company, we guarantee results and we put it in a contract. And so how can we still be better? How can we grow? How can we improve? What we noticed, what that really is, it's communication. So now here's the fun part for all the realtors. So everyone listen up. You guys can actually become an affiliate. And if anyone is interested, feel free to reach out to me. but you will actually earn $150 for any client that comes into the company and gets credit repair. So for a realtor, instead of having a buyer that can't get pre-approved and you go, okay, well, on to the next one, let's run some Facebook ads and spend $100 and try and get another buyer. Wait, why don't you just send that person that you can't get any business or money out of, give it to us. I will make sure that their credit is fixed. I will make sure that they have great communication. And then not only do you get the business at the end of the day, because we're going to make sure they're approved. A little backstory. My twin brother is a lender. And so he's helped me with a couple of different things to really excel the ability for clients to see if they're going to get approved or not. We actually have some software that we could even run some scenarios to see if they would be pre-approved or not. So that's great for my brother to help out. And then you get the business and you're able to not only help your buyer out and get them property, but then you get paid additionally at the same time.
Very cool. All
So-
realtors like extra money.
Yep, exactly. And what they like to do is they like to service their clients greatly.
Yep.
So this is actually what the affiliate, this is what it would look like.
I'm off, it's taking so long.
He's right around there the whole time.
Sorry, we got a guy weed whacking.
No worries. So this is what it would actually look like if you become an affiliate. You get your own login. You're able to watch how much money you're making, how your clients are doing. And like I said, the big thing with us is transparency and it's communication. And that's pretty much it. So I'll just kind of open the room for any questions if anyone has any.
I know John's got some. Sue?
I joined late, I'm sorry, but I got a question for you. How long does it actually take, like start to finish, to get somebody cleaned up? You may have said it and I apologize.
Yep. So to the point where we actually get all the documents to be able to start the process, from that point, from the first day that letters are sent out, we see results within 90 days.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. And I do want to say, you know, we have had, I think we've had one or two files to where, I mean, I'm going to be honest, we couldn't get them the results that they wanted because they came in with two different bankruptcies. One was a personal, one was on the business. They had car repos, late payments, collections. If it's a file that's that bad, it's just probably going to take a little bit more than 3 months, but 3 months versus a year and a half, you know, sometimes things just happen. So, but yeah, Sue, 90 days.
So in terms of the results you're seeing, so I've been involved in other things with some timeshare recovery efforts for those people that were scammed in timeshares.
Okay.
And those results were temporary results, meaning the money that was recovered was just a temporary credit issued to their account until the bank did their investigation. So I know these are not the same thing, but in terms of, are your results long-term? Is it a quick fix? What type of guarantee on the results, as long as the client continues to do what they're supposed to be doing, how long do those results last? Is this, you know, not to be skeptical or say anything wrong, but for lack of a better term, is it smoke and mirrors, or is it actual long-term substantial results that are gonna last?
So I love tough questions like that. And was that, Greg, was that John you said?
Josh.
Josh, got it, Josh. Hey, Josh. So no, actually, the situation that you were just talking about with the timeshare, what was probably done was, it's called an FTC method. So there's actually a few different ways where you could fix credit. FTC that was how they fixed that credit, because that's exactly what happens. You're able to get it off the credit report initially, but then it does end up coming back. So to answer your question completely up front, this is not smoke and mirrors. This is long-term results. As long as clients follow these simple instructions of don't open up credit cards, keep your DTI down, please. Pay your credit cards on time and don't apply for anything, you will be good to go.
Understood. So in terms of, and I might have missed this with all the background noise here. So we send somebody to your system platform, and then let's say they wanted to accomplish a mortgage. That's the goal. So say they're at 650, they got to clear up some things. From your perspective and what you're doing on that end, and knowing what you know in real estate, how are lenders looking at this process in terms of approving the client that went from 650 that had collections? And I don't know exactly what you're doing on the back end, if it's a settlement or if it's a, if they're getting it written off and getting it taken off. How does that affect the actual mortgage approval process for that specific client? If that makes
Wow,
sense.
that was quite the question. I'm trying to figure your question out. Can you try and say
The question specifically is, from a lender standpoint, which I know you're not, but you might have experience with this, from a client that you may have either helped or personally put them in the system to get them a mortgage, how are the lenders looking at what you're doing and to the credit profile? How does that affect the mortgage? Meaning, like, if my understanding would be, is if you had a charge off, right, or you wrote it off,
right,
it appears to be negative rather than paying it in full. Does that make sense? So
Well,
like if I had a $500 debt, and that $500 debt was holding me back, and I used your company to get it taken off of my report, as opposed to just paying the $500 debt, are lenders looking at that? And maybe this is not a question for you, maybe it's a question for a lender, but are lenders looking at that to be somewhat equal in the sense of satisfying that debt?
Okay, got it. Now I see where the question's going. No, it's actually a benefit to get it removed instead of paying it down, because if you pay it down, it'll still show up on your credit report. We can remove it.
Okay.
And to kind of add to that answer a little bit more, my twin is a mortgage lender. He's a lender. And so I've talked to him a lot about this. He's taken a look at everything. And so, yes, I have, the brains of a lender as well on the back end on this.
Gotcha. For the record, it's not for me. I know it sounds like it is, but it's not. But I've got a brother who's trying to get over the hump, but has experienced, some stupid mistakes and just never fixed them. Yep. And he's trying to buy a house now. So we're trying to get him the conventional method of saying, okay, clear up your debts and stop being an idiot. But if we can fast forward him in a sense through what your program would be to better assist him, that's why I'm asking.
Got it.
So perhaps he needs to speak with you.
I'd be happy to talk to him. And anyone else?
Perfect. Anybody else have any questions?
No, I think it's a really good tool for, especially when you just meet a buyer who's new and they have a few issues, it's kind of a good place to direct them to.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a connotation to that, bad credit is like 500 or 400. This could very well work for somebody that's at 650 that needs, to get up to that 700 or even 680 mark. So,
and I'm telling you, sometimes it's as simple as getting rid of a couple of inquiries and telling them, dude, stop maxing out your credit card, just keep it below 30%. And it's just people don't know.
Mm-hmm. How do you get rid of inquiries?
Sorry?
How do you get rid of the inquiries?
We have a proprietary method that we use that could get rid of these negative items.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
No, it sounds great. Actually, I think it's really, really a great tool. It's nice that you offered this, Sean, and you seem like you really know a lot about it.
Yeah, of course. And it's actually my two business partners that know a lot more about the industry than me.
Well, that's an
So-
honest answer, but at least we know you can get the answers if needed.
And exactly, I have partners. And so if anyone wants to even set up their own affiliate link with me, feel free to reach out to me. I'm an open book. You could ask me any questions. I could even get my partners to jump on board and talk to you as well. So basically, at the end of the day, I'm just here to help.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if you have anything that if like you could post this video or something on the page as well, or whatever you have, or affiliate link, whatever you may have to post on the page as well for the agents will be awesome.
Definitely. I'll get some stuff together for you.
Cool. Thanks, my friend.
Cool. Thanks for letting me show this, Greg.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks for showing it, taking the time. It's
good
great.
value add. So thank you on your end.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Dee Dee, you have anything?
No.
Yeah, so we're just kind of want to leave it up for Sean today to have front and center. So really, let's just yep.
Just have one thing to say that I just wanted to remind everybody, especially if they're going to watch this video later, that with this market being so crazy, it really is in your best interest if you do the escalation clause and maybe pre-write out an addendum so you'll be ready for it with your buyers, because we've had so many agents and ourselves included that have had offers over the asking price, but they actually take offers from other agents that actually have the escalation clause. So I think it's really, really important now to use that in almost every offer if your customers are really serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the only
sure.
thing that's going to put you ahead,
it's a good tool in today's market.
Because I think
sure.
it's been really frustrating to have the for the buyers and for yourself to keep doing all the legwork and looking at all these properties and then, doing the contract, the offer, and you get nowhere because there's like 30 people bidding on the same property. I think it's almost a necessity to use that if your buyers are okay with it.
Yep. I agree 100%.
If you want to get that, contract executed for your customer, it's really, you got to explain it to them.
Yep. Good point. And app files. If everybody can just keep their app files clean. We had to go through some app files yesterday and, getting disbursements in that for properties we don't even know are under contract. So just make sure when you get under contract, you mark it pending. You guys as agents can mark it pending. I sound like a broken record, but just make sure you mark it because, we get disbursements in, we don't even know the property's under contract. So it's good for us to know so we can keep up with the file too while it's in the pending status. So just keep up with that files, keep it nice and clean, put everything where it's supposed to go. And that's really all I have for today. We wanted to leave it front and center for Sean, so we appreciate it, Sean.
Thanks, Greg.
You bet. Anybody have any questions or?
No.
All good? All right, well, you guys know if you guys need anything at all, just give Dee Dee or myself a shout. We're always here. So anything you guys need, just give us a holler.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you soon.